With anime's vast history, there are bound to be a few titles and films that just get completely swept under the rug naturally. This is where this video comes in. Today, I want to recommend you 10 good anime you probably didn't know existed, depending on who you are. So, let's get straight into the video. Remember, subscribe, ring the bell, like the video, and if you want, become a channel member. These are 10 obscure-ish anime that are at least good. Releasing way back in 2004 and spawning multiple sequels, you know, the caveman years. Genshiken is a slice-of-life anime about a club and college called the Society for the Study of Modern Visual Arts, or in short, Genshiken. This club is where a handful of college students gather to enjoy otaku culture from anime, games, and even more adult-themed arts. Kanji Sasahara finds himself in this club, and after a rough go of it, he meets plenty of new people, including a girl who doesn't understand otaku culture and wants her boyfriend to be normal, a yaoi-loving woman, and a man who dedicates his life to all things anime and otaku. Genshiken is seriously really dang good, and not many people will even know this anime to begin with. This is essentially because the anime was released in an odd time period in the early to mid 2000s where anime were forgot due to the transitional period from the 90s to the aughts. And while this anime suffers in regards to visuals due to that time period standards, the anime is really great and is even better if you're a slice of life fan. I am not a slice of life fan, but Genshiken offers a different side to otaku culture, and that's the human side of it. Friends, relationships, people. Genshiken, oddly enough, makes a genuine deep dive into these themes and topics and doesn't feel fake or forced like modern slice of life anime these days. In other words, Genshiken is authentic to the core and feels more real than the supposed real slice of life anime of today. After Kanebe Amo and Tsubasa Kazunari are attacked at one of their concerts by the mysterious monsters known as the Noise, they transform into Symphogears to save the innocent concert goers. These Symphogears are extremely powerful people which use their music as a way to gain power and fight evil. But Kanebe sacrifices her life for Hibiki Tachibana, and a piece of Kanabe's Symphogear is lodged within the young Hibiki's heart. But she is saved, and years later she finds herself at the hands of another attack by the Noise. Except this time, the Symphogear lodged within her heart is activated, and she is taken in by song to become a Symphogear to fight the Noise. And I will not stop singing the praises of Symphogear, as this anime is a rare anime in this day and age where it's a love letter to the anime industry itself and its fans. And no, this isn't an anime where they celebrate the bad in anime. No. This anime celebrates the good in anime. This anime will make constant references to plenty of anime like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Dragon Ball, Saint Seiya, Cardcaptor Sakura, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Sailor Moon, and that's not even all of the anime it pays homage to. On top of that, Symphogear is also rare in the sense that with each season there is a marketable improvement from the last, and not in just one aspect, every aspect. Don't like something in season 1? Well, that's likely to improve in season 2, season 3, and so on. I keep telling people, give this series a shot. It's phenomenal. But constantly, people will judge this anime only by its cover. Go out there, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but chances are you may love it. The Blue have taken over planet Earth and nearly exterminates the human race. Second Earth, a space station, is now the home for human civilization. Yuji Kaido before was cryogenically frozen due to a certain disease called B cells. Years later, he is awakened to find human society has fallen, and a military team is there to save him. But as they go to get Yuji back to Second Earth, the impossible happens, and Marlene must lead her team and Yuji to safety. Blue Gender is our first and only 90s anime on this list, and damn, I gotta say, this is a mighty fine one. If you enjoy stories where the goal is to transport someone from A to Z only for their job to go completely wrong and, well, shit hit the fan, then this one's for you. This anime shows what Yuji and Marlene's team must go through to survive the living hell of Earth which have been taken over by the Blue. There is action, heartache, love, and much more on their journey back to Second Earth. While the ending is the weakest portion of this show, this anime has a lot of history to it. It's one of the first dubs Funimation produced, and it features some of the first voice acting roles, for a little known actress by the name of Laura Bailey. I would say watch this anime dub. they put a lot of work into it, even redoing the opening and ending songs as traditional rock music performed by Laura Bailey under a different name as well. Oddly enough, Expelled from Paradise isn't talked about much, and that very well could be for the film's issues, but I find it to be rather enjoyable. Set in a world where humanity has abandoned their bodies and have decided to live within technology after a massive disaster, a hacker threatens to ruin the peace. This means the operative, comically named Angela Balzac, is tasked to find the hacker and stop him. Lots of people have issues with this film, but I found it a worthwhile experience just for the fantastic dubbing alone. Angela is voiced by Wendy Lee, and Zarek is voiced by the legendary Steve Blum. That's a reason enough to watch it. The action is solid, the story is decent enough, and all around, even with the film's issues, it still remains highly entertaining for its 103-minute runtime. Absolutely worth a watch to me. An underappreciated anime, Moribito follows Balsa, a mercenary tasked with keeping Chagam, the kid prince that has the spirit of the water dragon inside of him, alive. If Chagam is killed, it is said it would stop an oncoming drought. Balsa herself is a woman who has only known the life of a mercenary, and with Balsa now taking care of the young Chagam, she grows to form a close bond with the child. Moribito is such a fantastic anime, and it's an anime that is highly rated by many who see it, but often just isn't popular enough for many to consider watching. Well, Moribito is an experience worth watching for so many reasons. One of them being the amazing characters, themes, and tones the anime has. Don't miss out on this wonderful series. You can find it pretty cheap as well if you want it physically. What happens when an 18-year-old Akira Tachibana falls in love with her 45-year-old boss, Mr. Kondo? Well, if you cringe at that statement, then think again. After the Rain tells a story of a woman just entering her youth and a man exiting his youth. This anime was my favorite anime of 2018, and for very good reasons. The way this anime dealt with Akira and Mr. Kondo's relationship was nothing short of respectful and extraordinary. As well, it's not often where both of the main characters just straight up steal the spotlights in your heart in the way After the Rain does. This is a fantastic anime, and if you somehow think this is just another age gap romance, well then, my friend, you're just gonna have to keep thinking, because it's not. It's not. You just gotta watch it. Studio Khara's The Dragon Dentist is not well known, or, well, as well known as it should be, especially since Studio Khara is primarily known for doing the rebuild of Evangelion tetralogy. And while Khara will strike this video down if I show anything more than this image here on the screen, you'll just have to trust me that The Dragon Dentist is a very unique anime. The story follows, well, just that. The dragon dentists who take care of dragon's teeth. To become one must witness their death and completely accept it. But as well, there are two warring nations which will seek to destroy these dragons. Not going to say much other than to watch this, as I don't want to bore you with a single image any further. Instead, go over and check out my full review of the series with a link in the description. Tiger and Bunny is another anime that just verges on being well known, but I also decided to add in Doug and Krill as well, which is, you know, it's kind of just not really well known. Voted Japan's favorite anime for years in a popular magazine over there, Tiger and Bunny is about the game showification of superheroes in many ways. And when the less popular Kotatsu is paired with the extremely popular Barnaby, the two learn to work as a team despite their differences. Kotatsu is a single dad trying to make it as a hero as an example for his daughter, and Barnaby wants revenge for his father's murder. Honestly, most people will see the CGI and want to run for the hills, but I think that's kind of a strange reason not to watch a fantastic series. It's like not watching Fate Zero because it uses CGI in many of its episodes and fights. Just doesn't really compute with me. Tiger and Bunny is a lot of fun, and if you're a fan of comic books and superheroes, then this is a series for you. Absolutely. I would be remiss to not bring up the spectacular Yuri OVA Kase-San and Morning Glories. An OVA I knew nothing about until it hit High Dive streaming service, and in early 2020, this OVA just wowed me. From production values and to the mature writing of the female characters and how goddamn wholesome this anime is. Jesus, look, they're just so adorable. If you don't know or haven't caught on by the title, this anime is about the relationship between one Yui Yamada and Kase Tomoka as they figured out the you know, the awkwardness of love during youth and so on and so forth. Not an original concept by any means, but for us Yuri fans out there, this is probably one of the best examples, along with Bloom Into You there is, where it's, you know, it just isn't girls kissing or the moderately offensive writing in Citrus, even though I do enjoy some very minor things about Citrus. I will give a credit there. Either way, this is a great romance for Yuri, and if you like that genre or just want to see a beautifully produced romance OVA, then, you know, this one's for you. Princess in the Pilot, one of my favorite films, and I know you're likely to have never heard of this one. In fact, this is the second time in the history of YouTube anyone has ever mentioned this film in regards to like a review or criticism thing. Who was the first? The first was me, my friends. How do I know? Well, that's because you can search on YouTube, and for videos on this, I'll be the only person whose results to come up other than, you know, Retro Crush. You can even stream this movie 100% free on Retro Crush as well, just like any of their anime. It's not like it's the only one that's free. You can stream anything they have on there for free. As for the story, it's about a pilot whose job is to transport the princess across the ocean so that she can get married and end the war between warring nations. Redundant. It's really good. It has its fair share of action, romance, and political intrigue. As well, this is a film by Madhouse, so really there is no reason not to watch this beautiful film. And there it is, 10 good anime you've likely never heard of that you now have heard of. Of course, I am a channel which appeals to more hardcore enthusiasts of anime, so I have to ask comment if you've heard of this anime, but as well if you haven't. And if you do decide to watch some of these anime, feel free to come back to this video and give a mini review for the people in the comments and for me as well. I'm actually very interested to hear what people think about Princess in the Pilot and things like Blue Gender. As well, I will leave a link to my reviews for each of these anime in the description below so that you can get more information for these anime before you decide to watch them, or if you just want to hear somebody discuss them. As well, I will leave links where you can stream these anime and buy them if you're interested in that, because some of these you can only buy them, sadly. Anyways, as always, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell, like and comment what you think about these anime, and as well, what are 10 anime that you think I've never heard of that you would like to recommend, or you think the people just reading the comments would like to hear. Also, I have a Patreon where on the $1 tier and above, you get access to everything, and I got a Teespring, and I got channel memberships. They're all pretty cheap. You can get them all for $1, except for the t-shirts. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.